Hello. In question 4, we're asked about the LP norm. Now, the important rule to remember here is that L sub p is just a distance metric. So xp, and that is equivalent to the sum for all I to d of xi p to the 1 over p. This may not make a lot of sense yet, but as we use it, it will be obvious. For the L0 norm, we have a special case, because if we insert 0 as p, then we have this issue right here where we're dividing by 0. So the L0 norm, we can just memorize. The L0 norm is just the number of terms in the elements of the vector given that are non-zero. So in this case, in vector b, which is -2, 0, -3, 1, we can see that the L0 norm is 3 because there are 3 elements that are non-zero. 1, 2, and 3. For the L1 norm, we now apply our rule. In this case, you might know this as taxicab geometry. So this, if we apply this rule, we have xi to the 1 to the 1 over 1. So this is just the sum of the absolute values of all terms in B. So we're going to have absolute value of -2 plus absolute value of 0 plus absolute value of -3 plus absolute value of 1. And this is equivalent to 2 plus 3 plus 1, which is 6. For the L2 norm, we have x sub I squared, to the 1/2. And this is just our Euclidean distance. So we're going to get, you might remember this, 1 over 2 is just the square root. This is -2 squared. I'm going to skip the 0 term. Plus -3 squared plus 1 squared. This is 4, 9, and 1. So we're going to get 13 and plus 1, which is 14. So we're going to square root of 14. That's our L2 norm. The L infinity norm. Well, when we think about it, if p goes to infinity, then we have x sub I to the infinity over 1 divided by to the infinity. And so what this essentially means is that as the terms get larger and larger and larger, the distance between them, let's say x equals 2 and x equals 3, the distance between the two of these is going to get larger and larger. And so if you think about this in your head for a while, you might realize that this is just the max of all x's. I guess I should say max of b. Because let's say we have x equals 5. Well, 5 to the infinity is asymptotically larger than 4 to the infinity. But we do have this 1 over infinity sign, which will cancel out this exponent, but only for the term as a whole. So if we have 4 to the infinity plus 5 to the infinity, and we put that all to the 1 over infinity, then you'll find that the 4 term just doesn't matter. It's too small when compared to the 5 term. So the 5 to the infinity term sort of overrides, and we estimate this as 5 to the infinity. So with that in mind, let's do our problem. The L infinity norm of B is going to be the max element of the absolute value of these. So this is going to be 3. And that is all question 4.